Hey everyone, welcome back to the wonderful world of CG. Welcome to the CG world. This is a part 5, the video series How to Texture and Render a Realistic Asset in Maya and Substance Painter and also later in Blender. And if you are liking the work so far, please leave a comment. And if you want to support this channel, please subscribe, like and share this video. Now that's been said, let's get started. So let's find a good material for our brush one. So this is the dart, so you can change the color as you like. So when you are using smart material, try to understand what each layer is doing, then change it to your needs. Then we have to mask it only for that area, like before. Just add a black mask, then add a paint, then select those areas. So I'm adding one more layer on top of that. So you can add some overall variations by using a fill layer. Now you can see there are already a very good variation going on. So always play with the parameters. So if you change the roughness, if you make it more rougher, then the color will look more dark. So now that we are in a good stage, so we can now start refining all the materials to make it better. So you can play with the blending modes. Now do some manual painting. So I am purely hand painting now. These variations give more realism to your asset. So now take a deep breath and see your model from every angle. And then export the textures. So give your path where you want to export the textures, and I'm selecting the very basic PBR metalness roughness preset, and select your texture resolution. Okay, so your texture's name will be based upon your shading group name. So I am changing the shading group name. So now your textures will have the same naming conventions. So now hit export. I am exporting 2K resolution, so we'll be get back after the export is done. So now our export is done, so we don't need the high definition mesh. So let's create some quick lights. get the resolution get. Then test the renders. So you need to change the exposure value. So now you can see we have something in the render view. So control it. So now we are starting the look dev phase. So create a new material and take a AI standard surface shader. Set the weight to 1. And in all the objects I have assigned the AI standard surface material. So now we will create 2 shader balls to view the look dev properly. So in one shader ball we will make it gray. So in the value of the color put 0.180. So now it's a neutral gray. And the other ball create a new material, then make it a chrome ball. So there we have a preset there, so you can go to the presets and then select the chrome one. So in the gray ball we don't need any specular, so put a 0 on the weight. Now you can see that how much light it gives to the scene. So go to the hypershade. There are all the materials. There are 3 materials we made: the gray ball, the chrome ball, and the X one. So I'm creating a new tab. Then select your material, select your object and press that button. It will give your material to the hypershade view. So let's take all the materials. So go to the color, the checker, and then choose a file node. Then select your desired texture. So in your base color, the base color will go. Okay, for the base color, the color space will be sRGB. Now for the metalness map will go to the metalness slider. So choose the metalness for that. So I have chose that. So see, if you don't have the maps, it will look like this. Okay, because the base color is now very dark. And name these files so you can understand. So in specular roughness, the specular roughness will go to the specular roughness channel, and it will be raw. So you have to make sure that this color space of these black and white textures, roughness, metalness, bumps, are always raw in the color space. Now you can see we have a render here. So I'm deselecting the auto-generated TX files. Because it makes it little faster to change the images. So now you also can drag and drop the textures. So in the metalness, I have put the metalness map. So now drag the normal map and then take a AI normal map node. Then connect the color to the input of the normal map node and the out value to the normal camera. Alright, and again make sure that it is set to raw. So you can see that when it's sRGB, it looks so different. Now it's in raw, it will look correct. So this button gives you the isolated view of the maps, so you can preview any of the maps. By clicking that button. Okay, and here you have the control that how much strength you want to give to your normal map. You can adjust it depending upon your needs. So base color, roughness, metalness and normal maps are all connected. So now see, the upper light is giving you a good depth in the asset, but we need to add a HDRI to evenly lit all of the surfaces. So let's add an HDRI. So now I have added an HDRI. So you can see that before it was so much darkness, but now we have a little light in everywhere, right? So you can change the intensity as you wish. So I am decreasing the intensity a little bit, so the area lights also can be visible properly. So the area light is giving you a good shadow, which is defining the shapes of your assets. But we also need the HDRI so that it can be evenly lit up in all the areas. So after the HDRI is added, you can see that when the value is 0 in the shader balls we have no informations, but when I increase the value of the HDRI, it gives a lot of informations in your specular and highlights, and also if you have any refraction on your scene. So for realistic lighting, always use an HDRI. So let's end this video here. Thanks for watching till the end. Hope you learned something. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that it can ring when the next part comes out. Cheers!